The use of renewable energy sources and the optimization of the consumption is becoming more and more important as the challenges of climate change arise. Not only as part of policies implemented at country level, but also something for smaller communities to benefit from. This is where Renergetic comes in. With the goal of decarbonizing Europe in mind, Renergetic, an EC-funded project, seeks to demonstrate the viability of so-called urban energy islands. With the involvement of their inhabitants, energy islands seek to achieve the highest possible degree of self-sustainability with regards to its energy demand, be it electricity, heat, or water, through a better use of local energy resources. At the same time, an urban energy community could become an active player in the energy sector by offering ancillary services to the public. The project is being developed in 3 pilots, very different from one another. New Docks, a residential area in Ghent, Belgium, works on the integration towards a full and sustainable smart renewable energy system, including PV, waste heat and water recovery, as well as efficient battery storage. San Raffaele Hospital and its INR campus in Segrate Municipality, Milan, Italy, is focused on balancing power and temperature levels of heat and electricity and their transfer between remote PV plant and campus, and in between campus's buildings. V.2 University campus consists of 3 partners: Poznan University of Technology, Poznan Supercomputing and Networking Center, and district heating operator Veolia, Poland. Poznan pilot targets the optimization of specific balancing, simulations, cooperation with district heating operator, and management of electric energy and heat, including especially waste heat from data center. An ad hoc intelligence system is being developed in Renergetic. By forecasting consumption and providing recommendations, inhabitants will be helped to optimize the use of available energy sources. This system supports the following functionalities: building electricity demand response, electricity supply optimization, electric vehicle charge optimization, heat demand response, heat supply optimization, and local waste heat optimization. Do you want your city or district to become an urban energy island? Renergetic is also working on a replicability package so that everyone can learn from our experience and implement your own case of an energy island. Learn more about our amazing project at www.renergetic.eu and be part of our Renergetic community by following us through social networks. Renergetic, community-empowered, sustainable, multi-vector energy island. This is your power.
Electric vehicles are becoming more and more popular in our quest to reach a carbon-neutral society. Recharging the battery of an EV often takes a lot less time than the time the car is actually connected to the charging station. So a lot of flexibility is typically available to shift the consumption to more appropriate times. For example, from the evening to the night when you charge at home, when typically the overall electricity consumption is much lower. Or from the morning when you arrive at work to around noon when typically more local PV power is available. Within Renergetic, we develop, test and demonstrate solutions to exploit this flexibility from both a technical and social perspective. We investigate how we can motivate users to change their charging habits, and if charging stations can be controlled remotely, the goal is to convince them to provide a lot of flexibility when starting a charging session. Technically, we focus on how AI can help us to design algorithms that can charge the connected cars as optimally as possible to, for example, maximize the self-consumption of local PV power.
The interactive platform is a meta use case that addresses the need for representation, feedback, and system analysis Within this epic, it is noted that number 1, what data is important for an interactive platform. Number 2, who is interested in what data. Number 3, what kind of visualizations are used. Number 4, whether quantitative, qualitative data or both kind of data are used. And last but not least, number 5, how such visualization needs to be designed to make it both vivid and useful for our stakeholder groups. Furthermore, you have the option to broadcast information about the status of an energy island, like the consumption or energy generation. Anybody interacting with an energy island can access the interactive platform as a visitor or register him or herself as a user using web page, smartphone app or dashboards. So if you gain access to the application and to the energetic data to interact with the platform, you have the possibility to receive push notifications in your emails or your mobile phones.
The social campaigning epic includes everything that you can do within an energy island that does not necessarily require technical elements, but rather focuses on creating capabilities, motivation, and opportunities for the people in the local energy island to become an active part of their energy transition. It focuses on community building, on energy awareness, and on collective action to foster local movements. Let's take a look at some of the user stories that illustrate how this epic can benefit people like you and me within an energy island. First, imagine you're a citizen who wants to take part in decision-making in a democratic way, or maybe you're someone who wants to discuss technical solutions. You can discuss these in focus groups and create new pathways together with your community through hubs and meetings, learning more about each other's motivation. For this, we also designed a physical hub infrastructure for an interactive community, which constitutes like a meeting and learning place and opens the room for interaction in the energy island. This epic also is about energy awareness, supporting reduction of energy use, not only by technical means, but also by social levels, such as social norms or collective efficacy communication. If you're developing a project, you can benefit from the learnings that we did and the experience that we had in our trials. And that's the social campaigning epic in a nutshell.
Electricity demand response. As the share of renewable energy sources is increasing within the power system, the paradigm of supply follows demand no longer holds. Therefore, flexibility in the electricity demand is of greater importance now. Even households without smart appliances have some control over their large appliances. For example, washing machines and dryers. Each of these appliances might only consume a small amount of electricity, but a coordinated community of many households can make a difference. In Reenergetic, we provide recommendations for opportune times to consume energy and conduct social experiments to estimate people's willingness to participate. Technically, we investigate price or sustainability-driven schemes for demand response. Users receive recommendations for when there are good or bad times for consuming electricity. The goal is to motivate people to follow the availability of renewable energy in their consumption patterns.
Local waste heat optimization. Waste heat is understood as heat reused from a system in which its generation was not the main functional purpose. So, waste heat can come from combustion engines, data center, system of refrigeration, water from washing, cooling, and so on. Poznan's pilot goal is to optimize and evaluate the extension of the Poznan University of Technology campus heating system by the waste heat from a data center. There, the main and highest impact action is related to plan the heat reuse from the data center of Poznan Supercomputing and Networking Center located nearby. It is worth emphasizing that there is a significant potential in the area of increasing efficiency and heat reuse from the data center. Based on data from year 2017, the data center consumed 416.2 billion kilowatt hours of electric energy, which corresponds to 2% of world annual electricity consumption. A significant part of this energy can be reused as waste heat for the local energy island. Another project pilot that uses this source of energy is Ghent. In this pilot, the availability of industrial waste heat production cannot be controlled, as this is dependent on external processes, which are not managed either by SAPE or by the district heating network operator, DUCUB. The wastewater heat pump takes the heat from the effluent of the local wastewater treatment system, which is operated by DUCUB, and has the ability to buffer effluent wastewater in the decentralized wastewater treatment plant.
Most of the energetic functionalities require to know in advance key energy-related data. For instance, how much energy will be consumed in a building in the next week, or how much energy will be produced by PV panels in the following 24 hours. The forecasting epic takes care of developing, training, and deploying AI models to be able to predict these quantities in an understandable, efficient, and replicable way. This functionality shifts and adapts to the quality, quantity, and specificity of data to be able to produce the best AI models to forecast all these key measurements. Outside of that, it also provides relevant information about the time series itself and the results obtained.
Part of the transition to a sustainable energy supply is that renewable energy sources replace CO2-intensive fossil fuel-based generators. These renewable energy sources are subject to changing weather conditions and are smaller in scale than traditional generators. Nevertheless, their distributed nature also offers potential. Load and supply can be balanced locally to avoid transmission losses. Therefore, the characteristic of our future energy supply will radically change. The Reenergetic project develops, tests, and demonstrates solutions to balance the fluctuating supply and demand. We investigate how, for example, batteries are controllable supply, can be coordinated. The goal is to reduce CO2 emissions and increase self-sufficiency of local energy communities. Technically, we focus on analyzing historical data via AI-driven methods to provide forecasted energy demands and renewable supply. Based on these forecasts, we then optimize the energy supply for sustainability.
Heat demand response can be implemented in two ways. The first one is the automated way. In this approach, the interaction with end users is limited to configuration settings. We restrict the involvement of non-professional users, such as residents, to maintain simplicity and ease of use. The second one is manually. Here, there's a continuous interaction with end users either through push or pull communication methods. These allow for more personalized control and involvement. Heat demand response presents two main challenges, inertia and power source constraints. Inertia causes delay between knob adjustment and temperature impact. Delay enables automated response, but effectiveness varies with heating technologies' latencies. In heating, we adjust controllable energy sources to meet demand. Oil or gas for boilers are infinite from the energy island's view, simplifying demand response without physical constraints. However, heating sensitivity requires considering comfort and control. Opt-in options and technical actuators needs inhabitant inputs to set boundaries. Transparencies in discussions like thermostat adjustments is crucial for manual demand response. Metrics like cost ratios or waste heat availability trigger heat demand response. They guide automated and manual response. Combined approaches have a temporary threshold for distinction.
In this epic, our goal is to balance heat supply from multiple sources. We aim to reduce fossil fuel usage, lower CO2 emissions, and decrease district heating costs. We also must consider two crucial points, each with several sub-points. The first one is the operational quality monitoring. That means monitor system parameters continuously for reliable services and quality. Detect anomalies in operational data to prevent abnormal operation and excessive energy consumption. Predict energy usage in different system areas to optimize heat supply balance. Enhance system efficacy and resilience against external disruptions. Make accurate prediction for weather, occupancy, and heat accumulation. Anticipate heat demand in specific buildings or facilities. Ensure tenants' satisfaction with room heating quality to minimize complaints. The second topic is the hydraulic management optimization. That means minimize pumping costs and related CO2 emissions. Utilize heat accumulation in the system to smooth demand peaks and improve efficiency. Optimize its supply's temperature. By achieving this objective, we can transform our heat supply system into an environmentally friendly and cost-effective solution.